goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Go into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. And now all my sound systems are not messed up. And welcome everybody into some Monday night racing action here with the Gnome Thumbs Racing Xfinity Series as we enter into the final race of the regular season. Heading on down into the playoffs here from Nashville Super Speedway. It's going to be a fun, tricky 1.33 track here tonight for these drivers. A tough task indeed to make it into that top 20 and slip on through into those playoffs. So let's find out who's going to be in and who's going to be out at the end of this one and get things started on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, I have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Whether you're trying to do a whole home remodel, maybe adding a little bit of an extension, or just change out that kitchen sink, be sure to get in touch with Davidson Builders and let the professionals do all the hard work for you and make it look like professionals do. Like, amazing. So big thank you to Davidson Builders, and thank you for their continued sponsorship, as well as DEP Graphics. Be sure to go and check them on out to get yourself a customized paint scheme here today. Doing some fantabulous work that gets your car all looking pretty, and get all those lovely comments whenever you race in those official series that, hey man, I like your paint scheme, where'd you get it? Well, you can go ahead and tell them DEP Graphics. Get yours today. Of course, big thank you as well to Sim Gear Central and their fantastic button boxes, where right at the reach of your fingers, you can do whatever you gotta do in whatever sim you're playing. That could be flight sim, farm sim, truck sim, iRacing sim, or even the sim. So be sure to get yourself a new fancy button box here today. As a big thank you to Sim Gear Central. Of course, big thank you as well to Track Bar Media, some amazing photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing. And of course, I believe they got some merchandise and apparel there as well. So be sure to head on over to Track Bar Media and get everything all checked out here today. And of course, big thank you as well to Martin Sports. If you're racing for a team and you actually want to start looking like a team, be sure to head on over to Martin Sports and get yourself a customized jersey for your team. They also have some sim racing wares like gloves and some shoes and all that kind of stuff. So be sure to head on over to Martin Sports. Big thank you for supporting the NTRL. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I've actually officially started watching Game of Thrones for the first time ever, and I don't understand how that was able to be aired on TV, but nonetheless, I am joined by
HBO, man.
It was HBO. Still fantastic show. I am joined either way by the also fantabulous Mr. Alan English, our brewmaster in general, all locked in and loaded. Final race of the regular season here tonight, Alan, and it's not a easy task for these drivers by any means.
Can't believe you're like 15 years too late on Game of Thrones or whatever.
I know, it's going to be the same thing for
better late
Yellowstone.
than never, man. It's a good show. You're going to enjoy it, except maybe for the last season. Anyway, yeah, mile and a third track here under the lights. Very modest banking here. Good and wide, though, so we're going to see some great racing out here tonight. This is one of those tracks that kind of reminds me a little bit of a Miami or something like that, or even, kind of like a Charlotte, but nothing like a super speedway in the sense of the word, even though it's called Nashville Super Speedway. This is not a 2-mile restrictor plate race. So these guys are going to have to worry about stuff that you worry about on a normal, intermediate track, tire wear and strategy and having enough room out there. You're going to have to worry about coming in contact with that outside wall when your car starts to push a little bit. So it's going to be a lot of fun for these guys. I can't wait to see how this is going to shake out because the playoffs start next week, as you mentioned. And tonight is where we get to see the final list of who makes it in.
Indeed, is down there on pit road, all ready to go, is Mr. Adam Turner, our anger management specialist indeed. And I know last week there was a whole bunch of anger flying around the racetrack here, Adam. I think things might be cooling off a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, I think we had somebody might not even be with us anymore because of whatever happened last week. I don't care. I want to see that kind of fighting all the time. We're in, I guess this is Tennessee here. They don't even know how. They must use the metric system in Tennessee. 1.33 miles doesn't equate to a super speedway to me. I don't understand. Are they like, I don't know. Maybe they're just in a different world in Tennessee. But it says super speedway. I think it means, like your regular racetrack. Almost like a mile and a half, but not quite 1.33. So here's the deal. We're going to have some fun tonight. It's the last one. So let's fight it out, duke it out, and maybe pummel each other a little bit. Here's the deal. 1 fast repair, 70% fuel, 3 sets of tires total. That's going to be interesting. 18 incident points. You get a penalty. 25 incident points. You'll be disqualified. 73 degrees.
Wow, you ran through that really quick.
73 degrees.
I had something going on.
I wish. Oh. No, okay. I mean, I wish the airline pilots would figure out how to do that and not do that. But either way, we take a look here at tonight's race info. Beautiful weather being had up here in the hills of Tennessee, and Looks like really no issues for these drivers whatsoever. Track should remain nice and cool. It is a night race here, and the lights are on, so it should be a fun time indeed for that. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and was seeing it and hearing about it all throughout practice. You don't want to be doing no electric slide out here. It's going to be slippery, and you're going to have to make sure that back end sticks to that track tonight.
Yeah, and if you really want to do your airline voice, you got to put the microphone pretty much in your mouth and say, "We might see some folks here tonight trying to pass on the right-hand side out there on the track tonight," which you might actually see. You might see some guys passing on the right. Just saying, something you see here at Nashville and a couple other places. Make sure you're clear, before you decide to move up the racetrack. There might be somebody that's outside sticking that bumper in.
Oh, yes.
Well, if I want to do the airline thing, then I'm going to say,
Yeah, you do it.
Passengers be seated. As soon as the seatbelt light comes off after the first lap, feel free to order up a whole bunch of drinks and let's have a brawl.
Unless you're sitting next to a lizard person. And in fact...
No, that lady saved that entire aircraft.
She saved the flight.
She did, but now we're going to have
point
fun.
them out to everyone.
Yeah, and that's like a lesson going forward. If any of y'all are on it, one of those tubes with wings on it, and you see something strange, say something.
Right.
Because it will go viral and we will all watch it and enjoy it.
Yes.
That we will. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time with us here tonight. And of course, we enjoy seeing y'all out there in the comments. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, so you get alerted every single time we go live. And of course, hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the action here, as well as it looks like qualifying is officially over, and we send it on down to pit lane where everyone is starting to grid on up in their vehicles. So let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here tonight. Up on that front row, pole position, Mr. Connor Leach in that 98 machine, getting things started on off with the 46 of Justin Morrow starting to his outside. You got the 2 of Jim Ott, last week's, I believe, race winner, having a fantastic starting spot here tonight, starting in 3rd. He's going to have the 41, Mr. Chris Goins, starting to his outside here in 4th. 5th, we got the Mr. Frank Peacock machine, having a pretty good starting spot on up there with the 1 of DW, the one-legged wonder of Mr. Derek Welch himself, starting here tonight in 6th. 7th will be the 13, Mr. Paul Durkee, with the 48 of Zeth Ollie starting to his outside there for 7th and 8th. 92 of Timothy Stubblefield starting himself off here inside of this top 10 in 9th, with the number 8 machine of Dylan Mad Max Bryant rounding out your field starting at top 10.
That 000 of Joe Bennett will start in 11th. 12th will be PJ Cox in the 05. The 19 of Chris Klein starting in 13th place. Outside row number 7, Skylar Harrod in the 3. The 99 of Dylan Walterman starting in 15th place. 16th will be Justin Lawson in the 20. 32 of Nick Biddy starting in 17th. 18th will be Tristan Cotton in the 7. Let's see, making up row number 10 and rounding out your top 20, the 26 of Brandon Coleman and the 4 of Anthony Williams.
22, Justin Hurst. He'll start 21st. 22nd, the number 6 of Joe David. 31, Scott Milner. 23rd. 24th, Mark Collins in that 23. The assassin, John Luke Wilkie. 25th. 26, Benjamin McKinnon in the 14. 57 of Russ Endicott. He'll start 27th. 28, Jarrett Woodard in the 79 machine. Hayden Malcolm, 29th. Sean Roberts will start 30th. Double nickel, Tom Barish, 31st, and Michael Eden. I don't know if he's running or not. He's 32nd. I can't remember if he's race control or what, but he's with us tonight as well.
Alan, they did add another lap of caution, so we can go over the EOLs here. Derek Welch with an EOL, Sean Roberts, Joe David, Skylar Harrod, and Scott Milner, all forced to start in the back tonight.
And that they are, as we pace around here behind that pace car. I believe we also got the YouTube chat starting to fire on up there, Mr. English.
Yes, indeed. We got Lauren Stubblefield out there. Jessica Stubblefield out there talking about Tim Stubblefield's paint job out there. It's quite unique. We'll let Tom
Trash.
cover that here in just a second. Joshua Lasick is here tonight as well, pulling for the NTRL team out there. Tristan Cotton out there with his normal message with question marks in it. I'm Tristan Cotton, driver of the number 7 GDS Chevy Camaro. Albert Anderson didn't make it home in time to race, but he's going to be watching here tonight. He'll definitely be doing caution shots with the Stubblefield crew out there with some Captain Morgan. So looking forward to that as well.
Nice. Yeah, the number 92, his car, it would be amazing if it didn't have that navy blue on it and it said something about Tennessee.
Oh,
Tennessee.
I thought it was a Houston Oilers paint.
It is. Well, they
That's
were
not
stolen.
what it says on the hood.
No, because it's a lie. I think the whole thing is a lie. And then you see how they use the navy blue. The Oilers don't use navy blue.
Yeah, the baby.
They
blue.
stole it in the middle of the night, and they're a joke. And here we are in
Oh, wow.
Nashville.
Here we are indeed as we get up and ready to head on down to Green Flag Racing for the first time here tonight from Nashville. Connor Leach with a great start out in front of that to Jim Ott, able to leapfrog a couple of positions here early. Meanwhile, everything is all helter-skelter behind him. You got the 38 fighting side by side with the 46, the 41 trying to get up alongside the outside of the 13 of the old man of Paul Durkee. Also got the 8 and the 48 having a good run side by side as they make their way on down through turns 3 and 4. And that's going to complete lap number 2 already. So quick laps being had here from Nashville. Oh, Tom Barish having a bit of an issue heading on down into the infield grass. Same thing with the 79 of Jarrett Woodard.
Did see some 3 wide action there upon completion of lap number 1. Coming across through the tri-oval, we saw some guys going 3 wide. Able to work it out. I guess not everybody did.
Hayden Malcolm down into the infield, down on the backstretch there as well as we remain Green Flag Racing here. Still some fantastic side-by-side. You got the 99 Dylan Walterman. That's a NASCAR name if I haven't heard one, going side-by-side with the 05 of PJ Cox here. Right behind him, though, you got the 32 Nick Biddy looking hot as ever, and the 7 of Tristan Cotton just waiting for some space to make his way on up and through. The 20 of Justin Lawson moving up 8 spots already this early in this race. Goes down on the inside of the 48 of Zeth Hawley and able to steal 8th place away from him here as we continue to race hard and race fast here from Nashville. 41 Chris Goins as well, continuing to make some moves as same thing of 46 Justin Morrow as well. So some really good racing going on all throughout this field.
Lossing up a bunch of spots. Keep an eye on Frank Peacock, too, in the 38. He came real close last week to pick it up. Oh, no! The eight Pepsi machines around. Caution's out.
And
Dylan Bryant.
8 and the 13 getting involved in a little bit of something there. Go ahead and kind of...
Didn't look like much. It's just a little tap and...
Oh, the 8 machine getting a little slideways. That's that electric slide we were talking about there as the key to the race coming out of turn number 4 as we jump on up into our chopper camera here. And the 8 machine's back end just slid out from underneath them. 13 tried checking up the brakes. Ends up getting a little squiggly himself. And the 48 loses his hood for a second there and then regenerates a new one. But 48 is Seth Hawley with some contact there as well. But... that's going to bring out our first caution, and the caution shots are officially flowing.
13 looked like he was going to try to go low to go around the spinning car, but realized that Dylan Bryant was moving way down the track, so he whipped the wheel back to the right and, just to try something else. Not much time to react there.
No, that was a racing deal. And that's going to happen. Putting that power down there in 4 is a little tough. I'm glad nobody else got really injured in that one. I think they'll be fine.
So what about maybe 3 self-spins or near self-spins here so far already? But most of those were out of 4. I think one of them was out of 2, but
It's 2 and 4, you know,
Yeah.
because that's where you're putting that power down. And then I think we're going to see it a little bit more as we get later on into this run because, you know, and we'll have the old tires instead of the cold new tires. So definitely a challenging track. I mean, it is Nashville. They don't know much about football or racing apparently in Nashville proper, from what I understand.
And
You know, they steal everything. You know, NASCAR. They steal the Oilers. Pretty much have stolen. Well, did they steal Conkers that belong there?
sure.
I don't know.
Meanwhile, we are joined on some driver cams there. You got the 7 of Tristan Cotton, all cowboyed up. He's got his hat on and the sunglasses, and jumped in his chat earlier saying, man, I ain't. If I see you in a bar, I ain't rolling up to you and starting no trouble. You're looking pretty good.
Joshua Lasick out there. NASCAR and PBR. Let's go number 7. For Trister out there.
Yeah.
Albert Anderson seems to think that Mark Zuckerberg probably has a picture of you send to the Stubblefields. They wanted to put your picture on the car on the Tennessee Oilers.
That whole thing's a scam. I don't know what I did to make it. Everybody wanted to make me angry tonight, but they did it.
Well, I mean, it is kind of it kind
And I
of
hate to bash an entire town. But
right.
it was thievery. It was debauchery.
It's an entire
shouldn't have
state.
happened.
It's called the Tennessee Oilers.
No,
mean,
well, why?
represent
If
the
they
whole
don't have
state.
anything else. There's the only probably professional team to have in the state, isn't it?
Memphis Grizzlies,
Nashville Predators.
I don't know about those teams.
Nashville Sounds minor league baseball team.
That's minor league.
Yeah,
Still
so
professional.
Memphis has Elvis and Sun
Pro. In your
Records
face.
and barbecue. I mean, what does Nashville have? You know,
That stuff too.
do they?
The Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, I guess that's something. But
Good
they probably
barbecue.
stole that from somebody else too. You know, that was probably originally somewhere else, and they stole it and put it there in Nashville for
Like
some reason.
Houston. Yeah.
Well, then not from Houston. It's probably from Louisiana. They probably took your
Eh,
ideas. and
Nobody's
they put it
stealing
in-
our stuff.
I don't know. It's like so. Tennessee's almost like what you're saying. It's like the Australia of America. That's where we put all the criminals, and they just started their own colony.
I thought that was Angola. I think that's us. That's Angola.
All right, I'm done with. They're just making me mad. I like Tennessee. I'm just trying to have some fun with it. But they made me mad with this number 92 car.
That was the goal. Look at Jessica.
Yeah,
She said, I
it
just
worked
wanted to
out.
clear it up.
All right, it worked.
But racing.
We're talking about racing here as the pace car comes back down onto pit road. Flag man is all ready as the field enters that Geico restart zone, and away we go. Green flag racing here once again from Nashville Super Speedway as the 98 gets another great start out in front. He's got a good lead on that 2 of Jim Ott, 41 of Chris Goins, and the 46 of Justin Morrow picking up right where they left off, going side by side on down the backstretch as, here comes that 2 machine looking to the outside of the 98. They are going side by side down through turns 3 and 4. The 98 able to keep that car sticking down low down there. And
Big wreck, Trister.
ooh, and it is
The
a
end of the tri-oval.
big one indeed. Skylar Harrod getting collected. The 6 machine getting collected. Brandon Coleman also getting collected here. Oh my goodness.
Tore up race cars out there coming out of 4 into the tri-oval.
That was a hard hit too with the 7 and Coleman. And I heard an engine blow somewhere on the.
I think it was the 7, yeah. Oh, man. Good night.
Hard to decide where to go. There's cars sliding up and cars sliding down. If you're behind that, you're just kind of aim for the middle.
It's a tough track, boy. I tell you, it's definitely not a super speedway. This is more like a short track.
And it's the 19 and 7 were fighting side by side. 7 Machine trickled just a little bit up and gets spun around. And then it's just all absolute chaos and mayhem in front of them there. You got the 15 all getting all looped around. You got the 3 getting all torn up from it. 55 was able to check up in time as well, but oh my goodness.
That was a hard impact there.
It was super hard, right? I mean, for where they were on the track, caused some damage.
Little teammate action going on as you can see there, Benjamin McKinnon missing his pit box a little bit, but the 3 and the 7 working together here, trying to get the 7 back to his pit box. Able to.
7's dog walking sideways. He's got some major suspension damage.
Yeah, did he make it down to his pits?
He did.
On his own?
Well, not on his own. He had some help from the
Skylar Harrod
from
pushing
Skylar.
him.
Yeah.
Oh man, what team effort. That's kind of cool. Interesting paint jobs tonight. Look, Paul Durkee, he's got Ollie's, which is a discount store, and some kind of biscuit place. What's this? Biscuits. Magic biscuits. Biscuit magic? Yeah. Speaking of biscuits, are you going to have biscuits coming up Thanksgiving? I think people that eat rolls around here.
Yeah, my mom made a bunch of yeast rolls.
Those are good. Yeah, that's coming up there.
We might have biscuits and gravy or something in the morning for breakfast.
Yeah.
A
A lot of people like to skip breakfast just to eat more at Thanksgiving dinner. Is that what y'all do, Alan?
No, because that's actually a false statement. What you should do is have a small breakfast, but a good chunk of water gets that stomach all expanded out, and and then you can go hard for the lunch.
It's doing science. He's doing science. So what we do, we just start eating right around the Lions game, just snacking or whatever. Then the full course meal comes out at the Cowboys game, and then go from there.
There was the Cowboys and Lions every year that played there for about
that's all they did. That's every Thanksgiving.
And it was great. 2 terrible teams, absolutely having the.
The Cowboys are great. Oh man, well the Lions actually are good this year too.
I know. As we get up and running here tonight, back again to that green flag with that 98 of Connor Leach out in front, getting another good restart here. Frank Peacock trying to figure out a way to get through some of this madness, going alongside the 32 of Nick Biddy here as they enter into the backstretch. You also got the 51 of Chris Klein. Oh boy, getting that number all mixed up here again, but that's okay. 92 of Timothy Stubblefield going alongside of him here, side by side, down back across the line. You also got the 05 and the 4 machines working hard and trying to make their way on up through this field.
really still a lot of very, very close racing here in the middle of the pack. A lot of side by side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that now. Chris Klein has become the target of the investigation. Says he should be the 19, but he decides he just wants to run the 51 paint.
There's the 55. The double nickel of Tom Barish gets up into that outside wall just a little bit. Having some good side-by-side there with the 23 of Mark Collins. Mac Daddy having some issues here tonight, but slowly making his way back on up through the field.
Interesting to see something else draw Adam's ire other than the Oilers thing.
Well, they're both together, so just put it that way. They're in 10th and 11th right now. Stubblefield's in 10th, and Klein's in 11th. My two non-favorites of the night, I think I would call them that. They're running together. They are having a good race so far. I'll give them that.
You also have the triple O of the double O for the single O, Mr. Joe Bennett, going alongside the 32 of Nick Biddy up inside of this top 10, currently riding around in 7th, having some good fights there, almost snagging the outside wall a little bit as they came across the line, but able to gather everything all back underneath them here. The Joe Bennett's going to try to follow the 32 and Nick Biddy down underneath that 20 machine of Justin Lawson and try to maybe pick up a few spots, but the run kind of petered out there for the 32, and the pass didn't come soon enough, and here comes that 99 of Dylan Walterman on up underneath Mr. Bennett.
Double O kind of gave up on that inside line trying to get around Nick Biddy there. Even got him, give him a little bumper contact, trying to make something happen, but quickly moving to the outside line, try something else.
Well, we hadn't even figured out this pit strategy here. We only 3 total sets of tires. You got 130 laps. It's going to be interesting to see where they kind of get those next 2 sets of tires. If we keep running this fast, we're having a good little stretch here finally.
Yeah,
let's keep it going.
Having some good green flag laps, get those tires all heated on up, and hopefully some of that grip problem will kind of fade away just a little bit as we continue with the green flag racing here for Anthony Williams, going alongside the 48 of Mr. Zeth Hawley there, side by side, having some good runs. Meanwhile, Jim Ott, who was running second, trickled on back a few positions and down into 4th from 2nd as the 98 of Connor Leach continues to try to run away from the field. He's got a tail of the 41 of Chris Goins up there with him right now. Meanwhile, almost up into that outside wall goes the 46 of Justin Morrow. That's going to give Jim Ott back 3rd here. Looks like the 20 machine making a move here, as well as, some contact there. Some right side romance going to send the 46 machine of Morrow up towards the outside wall. Does a great job saving it and keeping it all together as he was all loosey-goosey.
I was just about to say something about, wow, check out the 46. We don't talk about him very much, and up there holding down 3rd place, and good thing I didn't say anything. I mean, it might have been worse. Curse of the broadcaster and all, so glad to see he was able to save it there and hold on to a few positions.
Yeah, Dylan Bryant's starting to work his way back to the front of the field. He's in 16th, passing cars. He's driving this thing, the Pepsi machine, like he stole it too, so don't be surprised to see him making up some ground here.
Jessica and Albert talking about the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, if y'all ever seen that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that was based on Homer's The Odyssey?
Yep.
And John Goodman was great.
Oh, he was
fantastic. The Bible salesman. The Bible
Yeah.
salesman who was the Cyclops, you know. So funny.
Yeah,
I forget what the situation was, but I used to tell my buddy, I was like, we thought you was a toad. Remember?
yeah. As the
He was better as Walter and
Oh, yeah. I mean, Big Lebowski.
yeah, the Big Lebowski. That's my
Sure.
favorite.
That's
Good movie. Go ahead, Brown.
I was just going to say, talking about a man of constant sorrow, the number 1 of DW is struggling out here tonight, down 18 positions back there in 24th, having some work left to be done. Meanwhile, the 33 of Sean Roberts looking pretty good, up 15 there in 15th right now, trying to get back up to that back bumper of the 8 of Dylan Bryant here.
Derek Welch is so lonesome he could cry right now. That's probably one of the greatest country songs ever written. Man, down 18. What's wrong? Is his leg broken or something?
No, he got an EOL, remember? He was
Oh,
didn't start in the back. He qualified 6th. For some reason, he qualified and got an EOL and went to the back. I didn't know there were... I think that's the other league that says you can't qualify if you got an EOL.
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
Either way, we still do have some fantastic racing going on all throughout this field. You got Chris Klein continuing to make some moves as he moves up down to the inside of the 46 Justin Morrow, trying to get into a more secure position inside of this top 10 as we inch closer and closer to maybe some pit stops coming around here pretty soon. I'd hazard a guess probably right around lap 40 to 45 is when we're going to start seeing people come on your way there, Mr. Turner.
Okay. Well, I'll be waiting down here. I see the David Allen Co. comments. That guy used to live out of a hearse in front of the Ryman. The guy was a kind of a nut. We could write some songs too.
Hard for you when you get out of jail too. A lot of people won't give you a chance.
Well, he didn't get out of jail. He got out of prison.
Well, yeah,
Like he was like a long-term.
yeah. He was a guest of the state for many
He was
years.
in there a while. Interesting cat. And
Documentary about him is freaking great if you ever get a chance.
Yeah, it's very interesting for sure.
Meanwhile,
And Nashville's okay.
we were looking to go 3 wide there with Paul Durkee, Scott Milner, and Russ Endicott. Excuse me, I think that's Benjamin McKinnon, not Paul Durkee. But they were about to go 3 wide there. They were able to separate things on out, and we go side-by-side race. And it's the 57 door checks the 14 and Benjamin McKinnon a little bit there.
Ooh, some contact happening out there on the track here tonight. Don't forget, Numb Thumb's game community's got a whole bunch of other games and simulations these guys get into. They recently brought back the DayZ server. So if you guys like to play DayZ, they just brought the server back. I think Derek brought it back so he could remember what it's like to run around on 2 good legs and simulate that or so. And he feels young again.
I thought he brought it back for Richard Gray. I mean, did he get out of county or?
I believe he did.
So he's probably wanting to get on that simulation.
Eric
That's
sent
not
him
really
a cake with a file in it, and everything was gravy.
The cake in the file. Oh man. All right, good racing right here, Brown. I'm trying to find these guys. You probably see it right here with the Frank Peacock and Jim Ott.
Yep.
It's a good little battle.
They're having a great little battle there. Same thing as the 41 of Chris Goins leapfrogs over the 98 of Connor Leach, but here comes Leach on back down through the bottom side here, trying to get the lead back from the 41 machine as they go side by side down into turns 1 and 2. They kind of separated themselves from the field a little bit here, about a second and a half between themselves and third place, which is currently being held by Justin Lawson. But I got a feeling this battle in side by side here late on this stint is not going to help their cause all that much.
Albert Anderson over there in the YouTube chat, and instead of being on the track here tonight, but he's cheering for his guy, Russ Endicott. Said, surprised Russ hadn't caused any cautions yet. Be riding around pretty content to be where he's at, 22nd place. He's actually up 5 spots, so Russ slow and steady back there in the 57, probably taking care of those tires.
Indeed, as he's starting to line up the 81 at Hayden Malcolm right now, looking towards the bottom line, maybe picking up some momentum and making a pass. Not quite there just yet, but definitely in a position to try to get that one all set on up, as we kind of starting to see a little bit more some single filing out. I gotta think these tires are really starting to wear out from underneath these drivers here, and they're maybe starting to feel the effects a little bit.
They're definitely feeling the effects. What was Daniel got going on there on the YouTube? English, that's a pretty good one.
Daniel Postschlag out there joining us as well. DEP Race Graphics, one of the sponsors here. Always supportive of this channel and this league. Pulling for the number 41 machine, chanting USA, USA. And he said, man, ouch. You guys, with all the Derek jokes out here, you guys are just, cutting his legs out from underneath him. So to speak. Kid because we care, right, Daniel?
I mean, do you think when GW walks into like a wood workshop, his peg leg starts to like wobble a little bit, gets all nervous?
Tingles. Yeah, it tingles when it sees the saws running. You can't go into a Lowe's where they have chainsaws or anything. So.
Meanwhile, the 22 machine and the 92 going side by side there as Justin Hurst steals that position away from Timothy Stubblefield. We remain green flag racing here. 2 of Jim Ott was racing up there inside that podium, currently back down to 7th. He's facing off against the 38 of Frank Peachock right now, running 7th and 8th, having some good little bit of a fight there. But yeah, we're all just kind of single filed out now, running around. 33 Sean Roberts looking to try to make a pass on the 46 of Justin Morrow down on the bottom side.
Speaking of cyborg robotic people with fake legs, how come they never shot RoboCop in the face? He didn't have a, shield thing there. Why didn't they shoot him in the face? I don't know, something I was thinking about today.
It's because it wouldn't be like a, I don't want to say superhero, but it wouldn't be a superhero movie.
True. And it's completely unrelated to Derek's horrible accident and his condition. Something else. Daniel Boschlag says, I wonder if he smells like lacquer thinner. He doesn't dream of termites.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you. Just like I wish I could tell you when that Beyond ATC is coming out, English, that kind of talk to ATC programs that we don't mess up the vets, and that we're saying early 2024 for that. As the 51 and the 48 go side by side here, coming up onto lap number 40, getting ready to head on down into the pits. I got that feeling that it's running right around that time here. At least, looking at the lap times, they're only about a second off of what their fresh tire time is right now. But I still got a feeling they're probably thinking about maybe some fuel, put some new shoes on there, and heading on back out.
I'm sure they are. Tate Cawthorn out there joining us saying, let's go BMR. Out there. Yeah, I'm sure these guys are hurting for tires. Once they kind of plateau off, you can run on them for a while if you're careful, but eventually it just gets to that tipping point where they're fried. You're starting to push real hard, or the back end starting to kick around on you, depending on what kind of line you're running. And these guys are hurting for certain. They're ready for some tires.
As 05 and the 8 machine going side by side down into turns 3 and 4. Tricky pit road entrance here. Going to be interesting to see how these drivers navigate that. It's a very sharp curve coming out of turn number 4, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. As the 32 of Nick Biddy having a great battle with the 99 Dylan Walterman here.
This track is shaped kind of funny. You got the tri-oval, and it's got a pretty pronounced knuckle that sticks out right there where the start-finish line is. And yeah, that just makes for a really hard left coming out of turn 4 to get onto that long, straight pit road that cuts off a big area right there. That grassy area on the front stretch is just huge. So yeah, you really have to get it down, get your speed down quick, make a hard left, try not to lock them up.
Jumping on board there with the 32 of Nick Biddy. Got his driver cam on up as the 000 of Joe Bennett going alongside the 2 of Jim Ott for a second there before falling back into line. Maybe try to regroup, gather up some of that momentum here once again. Meanwhile, Mark Collins having a difficult time out here. He's behind the 92 of Stubbs and the 46 of Justin Morrow out here as well.
I have a thought, Alan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anybody with the link can join the camera thing, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So if there's fans
if we
out
wanted
there,
a fan cam,
yep,
like
that's
if
a
the
great
subfields were all together sitting around doing caution shots, they could have a camera on them and cheering and all that kind of stuff. So there's some crew as well. That'd be cool if we had some fan cams.
Why don't we do that? That'd be
I just
awesome.
thought of
How did you come up with such a great idea and
I just
nobody else
thought of
did? Of all of
know,
us three, you're the one that came up with the great idea.
Of all people, I'm the one, right?
That is a good
Of
idea.
all the
though.
dummies.
It'd be fun. I'd love to see those fake Oilers fans doing shots.
Or holding up signs or something.
Yeah, like, we stole your team. We're sorry. Like apology signs or something. That'd be awesome.
Jessica said, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, there is a requirement. Everybody does have to have their shirt on.
Correct.
No. Well, I took mine off after my camera. I turned my camera off. Is that cool?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I took my pants off too. I mean, I just
Might
wanna
as
be
well.
comfortable.
It's nice and warm in here right
Great.
now.
Oh,
Sticking to my
nice,
chair though.
nice and warm there, eh? When it's 23 degrees up here, starting to get pretty cold.
I was starting to
pretty
rub
cold.
it in. It's. We had a little front. It's a little chilly. It's not that kind of chilly. Wow, that's
Twister.
Did you?
Twister north of my mom's house out in East Louisiana going into Mississippi there around Natchez.
Natchez?
They're okay. Yeah, they're okay. Their power's out right now, but they dodged the tornado. They didn't dodge it. It went around them.
It was probably coming after after the soul of those boys from Faraday.
It might be. I don't know.
As here we go, it's definitely starting to see these cars come on down into the pits. 41 of Chris Goins from the lead hits the pit road. Oh, the 05 and the 92 getting all tangled up down there on pit road. Bumpers are sliding everywhere.
Little damage
Justin
running in
Morrow's-
there.
Justin Morrow, Justin Lawson, they're going to come in too.
Let's go ahead
All
and
right.
watch these guys as they come on in and out of pit road. There goes the 20 of Lawson on down. As Frank Peacock stays out on the racetrack here. We got Chris Klein going alongside Mr. Joe Bennett here as well. Lap 50 out of 1/3. That's quite a few laps put on this set of tires. I know we had a couple early cautions here, but yeah, that's still a pretty good ways being run here tonight.
And that helps too, having those cautions in there to kind of, get that heat back down in those tires.
Oh,
double O.
Yeah.
What a save!
Saved it,
My
didn't it?
goodness.
It was just a giant accordion effect as the 32-38 Triple O and the fake 51 all came on down onto pit road all at the same time. It was kind of a little bit of a traffic jam coming on down the freeway there, but everyone
Here's
able
the
to
caution.
figure things on out as caution does indeed come on out.
I don't know what was for. I haven't focused
Yeah,
on
I don't-
crashes. I don't know what happened.
I don't have it either.
Well, let's just kind of watch through the field, see if we can spot it. Don't hear any anger on the radio either.
No, which is strange.
Oh, I think it was the 57 of Endicott.
Oh man.
Let's take a look-see here as it was making his way on down to the pits. Nope. I think it might have happened behind him.
Poor Russ. Everybody wants him to crash tonight, even his friend.
Was behind him here. Let's try to see who it was. They were slipping and sliding in the middle of the corner. Oh, I think it was the 05 of PJ Cox getting a little loosey-goosey out there. Little solo car spin. Yeah, the back end just stepped around on him there. And really, anytime that back bumper starts flirting facing the direction you're supposed to be going, that's never a good thing. So
You're right, Josh. Didn't have anybody to throw to. You're right.
You got a couple players to throw to. That little short fella, I forget his name. I'm gonna have to go back in the annals of history. The defense is what was kind of screwy there. Yeah. Anyway, they're having an argument over the Oilers, Brown. I don't want to include you because I know you're tired of it.
Yeah, Bruce Matthews, one of the greatest offensive linemen to ever play the game.
He was good. Sean Jones on defense. Chris Dishman.
Who dat?
I forgot about Dish.
There's some good players on those teams. The Oilers were good until they were stolen.
So we do have to kind of retract our statements there a little bit, because it was not Endicott for bringing out that yellow. He was actually avoiding a penalty because he did not pass that commitment cone just yet. So he took it through the grass and rejoined the track.
Yeah.
As Jarrett Woodard is going to make use of this freebie pit stop here, coming on into pit lane.
Might as well come down. Shove some extra fuel down in there.
Well, tires too at this point.
Tires, yeah.
It's been a really good race, though. I mean, 2 early ones, and then they got a really long run there, and then we had this other caution. Nothing out of the ordinary. It hadn't been too many cautions. This has been right on schedule here, I think.
Canadian Connor Leach, it's been his show out here tonight here so far. Starting on the pole and doing well to get up there and just dominate this racetrack and these other drivers here so far.
These pesky Canadians.
Good, man. Real good.
He's a good driver.
What else you gonna do when
excuse
it's
me.
cold outside, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what they do. I never
Fire up the race rig.
in the basement with the fireplace maybe, and
Oh man.
yeah.
That
Do you
sounds
think do they have like hot toddies all year? You know, like in the winter, like, and then maybe hot
Yeah,
chocolate for the
and
kids.
poutine. I mean, poutine to keep you warm.
Yeah, that's hot fries with some gravy
Yep,
Sure.
and cheese.
that's pretty good. Well, let me ask you this, Turner. How do you like four-wheeling? Taking the four-wheeler out?
Yeah, well, I used to when I was younger. I'm not as good at stuff like that anymore, but yeah.
Oh,
I
man, you
enjoy
gotta
that stuff.
you gotta head on up to the ice castle there with Strom and take a ride on like a snowmobile, man.
I want to do that. That would be so fun. I've never been ice fishing. It looks amazing. The way they do it, anyway. It's like a Winnebago with, like, you have heater and stuff inside.
It's like
you
a
just,
rich guy's deer camp.
Yeah, and you just put it on ice and you fish at the bottom. There's a hole there.
And I gotta
Nice,
correct
too.
myself. Connor Leach is from like the temperate part of Western Canada. So I mean, it's basically kind of like the same weather and everything as Washington State. So I mean, it's not.
Well, that's because
It's
the
not like
Pacific. But if he goes a
not
little
Arctic.
bit east, he's up in the mountains, I imagine.
Well, yeah, you get the Rockies and stuff right up through there.
Mr. Geography, I am. Go ahead, Brown.
As speaking of geography, the pace car finds his way on down onto pit road, and here we go once again, heading on back to the green flag here with the 98 and the 2, picking up right where they pretty much left on off like nothing happened 50 laps ago. But here they go side by side to start before the 98 machine gets the run and starts to make his way on out in front. Here comes that 48 of Zeth Hawley going alongside the 22 of Justin Hurst. The 1 of DW finally back on up inside of this top 10, making some moves here as well, slipping and sliding his way on down through turns 3 and 4. Whole bunch of beehive of action going on around the 55 of Tom Bear. She's side by side with the 32 of Nick Biddy. Got Chris Klein there as well as the 41. Whole bunch of people all messing about in the mid pack.
Pretty intense out there, man. Dylan Walterman continues to hang on to that third spot after starting way back to 15th.
Woodard, he's hanging on. Gones just trying to pass him. That's a good little battle there as they come across the start finish.
Speaking of Gones, Shugu out there saying that 41 is fast out there here tonight. Jessica Stubblefield's going to Vancouver in June. Want to be nice weather up there then. It might be raining a
Sure.
little bit.
Yeah.
Vince Short says, what's going on, fellas? Figured I'd pop in for a look-see. Thanks for being here, Vincent.
Oh, nice. Hit the like button or something. Zuckerberg is trying to destroy us. Bryant is in the grass right now, Brown.
Ooh,
That
from the
he
4th, is it?
and that he is still slipping and sliding, but able to keep that nose pointed in the correct direction as the field slips on by him there. No yellow flag as we continue to go running about. You also still have some good battles going on. You got the 31, the 14, and the 31 all having a fantastic battle as the 33 of Sean Roberts runs the fastest lap of the race here, currently sitting in 4th as Connor Leach holds on to his lead with his battle with Jim Ott out there.
John Roberts up 26 spots. Is that right? My goodness.
Yeah, that's what it says on my screen, too. I was thinking if I was from Canada, I'd be from wherever the Trailer Park Boys are from. Aren't they like Newfies or something?
Yeah, that's on the East
Yeah,
Coast,
it seems about right for me. So,
I think.
yeah, I believe so. Woodard is passing the 15. McKinnon trying to. This good little racing battles all over. Looks like a lot of marbles on the track, Brown. I can't confirm this, but just from my angle, I don't know if that's having an effect on the racing at all either.
Yeah, it definitely could be a factor here, especially as we get later and later. People maybe trying to run up on that outside line and pick up some runs. And to kind of quote one of our favorite movies is, no one runs high in turn number 4. And well, I got a feeling we might see some of that here tonight.
Yeah, we just saw the 15 kind of running up high there, but not so high as to get into those marbles. You can see them on the track. You could see the layer of them kind of stretching down.
It's cheese grater track, man. They're this old concrete's tearing up the tires. Just think, we're in a cool temperature. Just think how crazy it'd be if it was super hot out. I think it was a nice choice to make this a night race.
Night races are just better as a whole anyway.
Right. I mean, you're 18 beers deep, screaming all kinds of stuff in the infield or wherever you're at. Embarrassing your kids,
Spilling beer on children and
Yeah. The kids hiding, I've been there. I know what it's like.
Try to keep your kids from smoking all your cigarettes.
I know, they always like to
Oh,
grab them.
Contact with the outside wall. Somebody looked like they had a little net code back there, a dark car with green numbers on the roof. I have to go back and see who that was. They just snapped sideways like out of the blue. It was strange.
Hmm.
155.
So we ride along here. Seth Hawley locked in with his VR, trying to make a pass here on that 99 of Dylan Walterman. Does look like he's able to make it stick down there on the bottom side of 22. Justin Hurst is going to try to follow him on through as the yellow flag comes on out. Looks like
Joe Davis I saw do that, but yeah, we have another accident.
looks like maybe Benjamin McKinnon out here having a... Oh, yeah, he and Stubbs getting together. Down there on the kind of front... Looks like the front... No, that's the backstretch, going on to the backstretch. We head on up to the chopper camera, and a little bit of net code, a little bit of contact. 15 goes for a wicked ride. Hard impact on that inside wall. And Stubbs getting all turned about. Ooh, hard impact into that outside wall.
Pretty bad wreck right there.
That's yeah, that sucks, especially at your home track when you're a fake Houston Oilers fan. Terrible for him. He's stolen in the middle of the night. Well, I'm not trying
You're
to.
playing right into their hand. This is what they wanted. This is
Oh.
triggered you. They triggered you.
They did. The trigger thing. I gotta be. I gotta be better than this, don't I?
You got to be better. You got to take the good with the bad.
I know, and I like Stubblefield as a driver, but he's taunting me with that paint tonight. I don't know why is he doing that? I didn't do anything to him.
It's for fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm having fun too, and this has actually been a really fun race, guys. I'm not.
Yeah. Been great so
I know
far.
we talk a lot of smack about some of the stuff going on, but it's really been a good race, and so the drivers are taking advantage. The really good drivers are taking advantage because you have to have some skill out here.
And we're just over halfway now, so everybody's kind of almost locked into what their pit strategy has been. I mean, things can change here late. Cautions can upset things, but now these guys know I can run this many laps on a set of tires and still do okay.
Yeah, that indeed they can, as we're getting all locked and loaded. Little just after the halfway point here tonight. About going to be going back to that green flag here right around lap 70 to get things all up and running here once again. Connor Leach, Jim Ott, Sean Roberts make up your top three right now. Zeth Hawley, Dylan Walterman, Chris Goins, Nick Biddy, Jarrett Woodard, Justin Lawson, and Tom Barish all still working well up there inside that top 10. Everybody trying to secure their position here into the top 20, as the top 20 are what's going to be going on here as we step forward into the playoffs starting up next week.
Looking forward to that. Jessica's talking about Bubbles and me. Did you mention that in English? I'm trying to catch up.
They were.
I didn't see that. I don't see that on my
Yeah, she says Turner and Bubbles got together. That'd be a good skit. Yeah, see, I can get down with Bubbles because he has a bunch of cats, and he likes to fix. I like how he likes to fix those shopping carts. I think I could help him in his endeavors. We could have some fun. Just getting chased by Mr. Leahy all the time, If anybody doesn't know that show, you should really watch it. It's the Trailer Park Boys. It's one of the Canadians' best gifts to America, I think. It's that show. And
that ham that you put on a pizza, they call it Canadian bacon.
No, that's not. They don't even call it that up there.
Oh, they don't.
That's just ham. I don't understand where that came from. And then Brown says they don't even own maple syrup. Vermont does, so America owns everything. They own all the it's like a test ground for, taking people's rights away. I think is what's really going on up there. They're testing it up there first, and they implement it down here. With guns and all this stuff. Their leader, that's the offspring of the Cuban guy. I don't want to get into conspiracies. We're about to race, Brown.
And that we are, as the pace car is down and out of the way, and we go back to the green flag racing here. Is the 98 Connor Leach getting another great restart out in front. The clean track definitely aiding his endeavor here tonight, as the 33 of Roberts and the 48 of Hawley go side by side down the backstretch. Hawley winning that position for the time being. Meanwhile, the 41 Chris Goins and the 99 Dylan Walterman having a good battle side by side as well. Right behind him is the 32 of Nick Biddy. Paul Durkee and the 13 machine having a good fight as well here in kind of this crazy mid-pack that is all lined on up side by side as they come back down across the line.
Joe David coming down in the pit lane.
Yeah.
He's a lead lap car too, so I don't know what happened with him. Oh, he's serving a black flag. Oh, goodness.
Ooh, that has to hurt.
Yeah, he's gonna lose a lap on this deal.
And I know I mentioned these marbles earlier, but it really, to me, is it the track, or am I seeing more than we normally see, or is it just my eyes playing tricks on me? Really looks slick out there with those marbles.
See, I'm not picking up the marbles, which normally I see them pretty well, but yeah, here tonight I'm not really seeing those marbles here as we follow around here with the 38 of Frank Peacock. Well, it's 3 wide up in front of him, making some mad dash moves is the triple O of Joe Bennett up towards the outside there, getting a pass made on the Biscuit Magic Machine and the 23 of Mark Collins.
It's like one of those old artwork things you see at your dentist's office. Remember, you blur your eyes and there's a dinosaur. That's what I kind of do when I'm looking at the track.
Remember when those were popular? Those were real popular. Where'd they go? What happened to those things?
I don't know. They were around for like a year and a half, and then that was it.
Yeah, and some people still have them. What were they called? That was an amazing thing, you know.
Wow,
Hey, look, it's just a bunch of junk on a wall, but hold one eye and you'll see Dale Jr. smoking a cigarette, passing everybody. You know, in his number 8. It was strange. It was a strange phenomenon.
Blur your eyes just right, like where you're trying to see past it, and then it would pop.
Right.
Hard to do. Some people never can do it.
Yeah, sometimes I had a hard time, but I think it might have been like a psyop or something where they're just trying to make you feel like an idiot, you know? Like there's really nothing back there, even if you concentrate. I'm not sure. But man, I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Glad I
have to
could
do
give you
some research on
nostalgia.
that. Where'd that come from? Where'd it go? You know, all that stuff.
It's the Cotton Eye Joe, I think.
Well,
Albert Anderson says Letterkenny is an awesome Canadian show. I haven't seen that one.
I think the Canadians are just like pretty much one giant focus group for the U.S. You know, I think
What can work?
we're doing all the tests up there on us. Klein hit the wall there in 4.
There used to be an awesome Canadian YouTube page called David's Farm, where they would like have demo derbies and stuff on this guy's farm and junk cars, and, like a bunch of old junk cars, and they used to do crazy redneck stuff. It was kind of cool.
What happened to that?
I don't know.
I couldn't get down with something like that.
Maybe the government got him. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. It burned too much.
He's
Too
burned
many
much
leaders.
petrol. Yeah, too many liters of
Too many
petrol.
leaders, and then the supreme leader Trudeau put him into prison. You know, with everybody else. Chris Klein and Derek Welch having a good battle.
Yeah.
Tom Barish right behind them.
Yeah, Tom Barish as well, having a pretty good battle there with the aid of Dylan Bryant as they make their way down through turns 3 and 4. Triple O Joe Bennett still alongside that 23 of Mark Collins as well. Even back here, Timothy Stubblefield, PJ Cox having a pretty good battle here, as well as the 13 of Paul Durkee, but everything still being led by that 98 of Mr. Connor Leach here, going on to lap 80 in just a second here as we continue some of this fantastic race in action from Nashville Super Speedway. We're going to take a quick step aside and let the sponsors say a few fantastic words, and then when we come back, we'll have the remainder of this fantabulous race here from Nashville Super Speedway. And welcome back to the Race in Action here with the Num Thumbs Racing League Xfinity Series as we continue to race under the green flag here from Nashville Super Speedway, coming up on about 40 laps left to go and possibly one final round of pit stops left to come around here as well. Timothy Stubblefield having a good battle right now with the 13 of Paul Durkee. They were just side by side. You also got that one of DW kind of stuck here just outside of the top 10 right now, trying to chase down the 79 of Jarrett Woodard. Connor Leach maintains his lead, but Jim Ont is close behind here in that 2 machine. 33 of Sean Roberts up there as well, up 27 on the day, having a very good race out there and looking to try to steal a podium position here tonight. 48 of Zeth Hawley right behind him with Chris Goins in that 41 machine as the action continues to trickle on by here tonight.
Our buddy America's driver Albert Anderson out there in the YouTube chat with us tonight instead of being out there on the track. Gets to see the commercials for once, saying the production quality and everything on there is pretty amazing. Yeah, if you need something like that made, Track Bar Media and who's some of the other folks? I think they made most of those promos, I believe, there, Alan.
Yeah, it was a whole mix. I know. At least 2 of them I'm pretty sure were. I don't know. I don't know exactly, but
Media, they do some pretty awesome work.
that they
Get with Derek. He knows who to contact for that stuff as well.
as 48 and the 41 goes
great,
side by side real quick.
Great commercials. I wish I could have seen them. My computer crashed. It's that time of the race.
Yeah,
You know.
right around 9:30. Yep.
You already know.
Yep.
Loading back in.
We gotta figure something out for you here to
Yeah.
get you a little bit more stable.
All his broadcast money is going to the yacht fund. He's not worried about
Well,
investing in a new
don't-
computer.
Don't worry about where that's going. A yacht. I mean, this yacht is going to be amazing. I don't know if I sent you pictures of it lately.
No, you have.
No, I'll have to after the race.
You sent me a picture of a 12-foot John boat. Was that it? Is
Yeah,
the
that
yacht?
was the yacht. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You even sprung for the little curved bucket seats that drain the water out of the bottom of them with a little hole.
Well, I mean,
That's
it was
pretty cool.
one race at a time,
Oh, the 6 gets into the back of the 57, loosens him up. 57 able to hold on to it, but the 6 definitely moved him to get around. That was a great shot.
57 still working on getting that car back underneath him, really affecting that Ford Mustang out there. But Endicott able to gather it all back underneath him there as he makes his way on down onto pit road. I think we're possibly seeing some drivers take a peek and decide that it's time for that final pit stop here tonight.
Good timing. I mean, you got about, 38 laps, something like that here to go. Pretty close, 37, 36. It's a good tire run if you want to be consistent. You got to worry about those green-white checkers, though. Those pesky green-white checkers. We have 3 possible ones here in Num Thumbs Gaming, or Num Thumbs Racing League, I should say. You got to plan for that, not just for tires, but for fuel.
Anthony
All
Williams.
for fuel.
Anthony Williams is coming down. He just announced his pit, so I guess it's about time.
Yeah, it looks like he's got someone coming on down there with him. Looks like it's the 05 of PJ Cox. PJ did a little bit of a drift to make it on down onto pit road, trying to come at it with some speed.
Plus EV Racing out there joining us, pulling for the 000 and the 48. It's Joe Bennett and Zeth Hawley. They're always supporting us out there, plus EV Racing.
I think that's our good old buddy, Mr. Paul Ferdiani.
The Gambler.
Is this the time of night when we should be in Waco rolling dice? It kind of feels like it. Feels like we should start shooting dice right about now at
I
Papa
mean,
Joe's.
I've got a knife just in case, but
Well, I'll bring a gun. I want to have a Derringer in my boot if we're going in there. I've been in the joint. You don't bring a knife to a gunfight at Papa Joe's. I think that's a proven fact.
Yes, we just continue to move laps down here. We got the 41 making his way on down onto pit road. So Chris Goins making his final round of pit stops here. And like I said, it's about that time, about 50 laps into this run. Had a couple of cautions there as well, as Jarrett Woodard runs the fastest lap of the race, but he is currently marked 1 lap down. So he's trying to make some time up here on that new fresh set of tires. 22 of Justin Hurst trying to stay out in front of that one DW as Connor Leach, Jim Ott, and Sean Roberts make their way on down onto pit road, and the 2 machine sneaks up underneath the 98. They're going to be side by side as they approach their pit boxes here.
Yeah, the 2 machine had an interesting way to get into pit road. He halfway slid down in there. I guess he didn't get an unsafe pit entrance, so he'll be fine.
No black flags here so far. The only black flag out there is John Luke Wilkie for damage. That's a meatball flag for the 72.
And meanwhile, and we're going to be 3 wide here with the 7, the 48, and the 99 all coming in at the same time. It's one giant drag race here. Looks like the 99 trying to split the gap to get to his box here. Oh man, that was a mess. That's the difficulty of some of these green flag pit stops. If you come in with a whole bunch of people, sometimes you kind of get boxed out a little bit.
Yeah, if it gets too crowded down there, sometimes you can't get over to get into your pit box. There'll be somebody in between you and the actual pit road lane right there, where the boxes actually are.
Man. So Dylan Bryant is currently sitting in first. They're just a different pit strategy, though, so I don't think that's going to last, right?
He's going to have to come down eventually. I mean, when did he last pit? Lap
66.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to make it. He's going to have to come down. I think he's just waiting on a time to pit where, in the bottom end of the cycle, with a yellow flag or something, maybe he can get a lap back.
Yeah, I think we might
stay out as long as you can.
See some kind of mayhem here with older tires, fresh tires, all that stuff. The blending issue, as we talk about all the time. We may see some action here.
Blending.
Jessica says she wants to go to Waco. What in the hell you want to go to Waco for? I mean, there's some. You got to go south Waco. You want to go to Papa Joe's. But, I mean, come on down. There's stuff to see. Well, the Texas Rangers Museum is there, like the actual Texas Rangers.
Baylor University.
Baylor.
The big Alcoa.
There's your caution right there. Let's see what happened again.
Like Dylan Bryant wanted to see the lap back, maybe.
Maybe just having some difficulties out there. Actually, looking at the outside of the 8 machine, he's got a whole bunch of rubber caked onto that 8. As we continue to roll here with the yellow flag coming on out.
Yeah, the Branch Davidians, you could see that whole thing in Waco, all the craziness that was.
Oh, the 7 of the Trister getting twisted up in that tornado. Getting chewed up and spit out of turn number 4. They're getting all sideways. Did able to save it. Oh, and then the 92 of Stubbs was coming in hot And he got a little loose coming out of turn number 4 as well, but doesn't look like any damage to be had. So just a little bit of a stop in the action for the time being.
They have a Dr. Pepper museum down there?
Oh yeah, that they do have that. That's kind of cool. Dr. Pepper, kind of. I thought they were from Dublin, but they have the museum there. Waco's actually a decent town. They finally fixed that traffic. They had all that construction. It's kind of fixed right now. Well, it ain't me doing dishes there. It's one of these kids, I think. Albert. They come and go as they please, you know. They're like feral children. They have to do their own dishes over here.
And
come
his soundproof booth fund is behind.
go. I'm
the
behind
out
on
fund as well.
everything.
Yeah, it's behind the
Everything's behind on my. Y'all want to
Well,
do
it's
donation
not
time?
above all else, right?
We should probably do like a GoFundMe raise for me, you know, and all my equipment. Really, I'm really slacking.
I can go
over here.
pick you up some old mattresses off the side of the road. We'll soundproof that booth.
Oh, you know what? I have some out in my shop. I guess I could do it myself. Yeah, no reason for a GoFundMe.
You get a pile of old mattresses?
Well, they're actually real nice, but we, bought some new ones, and nobody even ruined them with anything. They're just up there. I'd hate to, throw them away. Yeah, maybe I'll use them as a soundproof. Good idea. You're full of good ideas tonight, English.
Idea. Daniel Poachlike says, someone tell Tristan Cotton that his paint is not a scratch and sniff. Is it paint? Is it
Oh,
sniff
well,
and paint?
I know people that huff gas and sniff paint and all that, but I don't think that's what he's talking about. He keeps hitting the wall. He's ruining the nice paint job that was
I
done
got you.
by DEP Graphics.
He's trying
You
to
don't wanna
scratch
ruin
up
that.
the paint. I got you.
Yeah.
I understand now.
For somebody so smart, sometimes I just think that you're.
I'm slow.
Yeah. I mean, slow. That's I guess that's a nice way to say things.
I'm not going to use any controversial language. I'm
Oh.
delayed, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we haven't said anything controversial tonight. I don't think. I've
No.
been on the best behavior.
Now, when
Oh,
you
God.
say we, you mean you.
Lizard.
Yeah,
we haven't said anything
true.
about lizard people.
Well, you
Well,
did.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
English did, but I kind of toned it down. I just said, hey, if you see something, say something.
Right. Be a
And
hero.
that lady
and
did. She was a
alert.
hero.
Yeah.
She was and just did a great job. I think saving about probably 200 people.
Sure. Saving their
So
lives.
she should be thanked.
Here we go with some wave rounds, guys. Some guys getting their lap back here.
Let me ask you this, Brown. Have you ever been to Nashville? Seems like a place you should go.
It's a pretty.
It's up and coming.
town.
Like they're doing all kinds of cool stuff there. I went in the '80s, and I used to, I went to the Hank Williams Jr. Museum, and I went to the, the Country Music Hall of Fame and all that. That was way back when. I think it's really like a hipster town now, isn't it?
I mean, I
I don't know if I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I see on the TV. I think Brown would enjoy it. Just saying, I would try to get Brown out and amongst the people.
Yeah. I don't like people, so I drive at night. Meanwhile, the pace car is down and out of the way because it doesn't like people either, especially when it's time to head on back to some green flag racing here. A whole bunch of people all lined on up, single file for this one as the aid of Dylan Bryant Maybe with the bold strategy call of the evening with about 21 laps to go. Gets the free B pit stop trying to stay out in front of Triple O Joe. Frank Peacock making his way on up past the 22 himself. Here comes the 98 of Connor Leach knocking on the back door. The 23 who spins in front of him here. Oh, he got a couple takers going down into the infield grass.
Derek Welch, one of them. He's going to end up all the way down on the pit lane.
No caution.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's a caution.
Big rake turn 1. There's the 20.
Justin Lawson hit the wall hard.
Goodness.
Woodard did too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of slipping and sliding down across the line. Meanwhile, a little bit just down the track, the 20 getting tangled on up as it goes. It was 3 wide for about 2 rows there. Let's go ahead, jump on up to our chopper camera and take a quick better look-see of this thing. Oh, man, it was like 4 wide. Look at that. Oh, man, and I think this all started with a lid. Just the... Nah, there was going to be contact there. I don't want to say it was all netcode. Yeah, there's gonna be some
We
contact.
hadn't said that dirty word yet at all tonight, and then you brought it up, Brown.
Well, originally
wide,
it looked like there was some space still there, but they were gonna make contact. But yeah, 4 wide going into a corner ain't ever gonna work.
No.
Most likely not. Man. Still a great race. There's been all kinds of fun stuff happening here. We got to talk about the Oilers, and I think I'm over that after this race, you know?
Never bring it up again.
I know. I'm going to try not to. Makes my heart hurt a little bit every time. Yeah, they just rub it in, though. They're bringing it out.
Well,
out in me.
If talking about that makes your heart hurt, how about every single time that we badmouth about English at turn 2 of Pocono?
Oh my goodness. Whew, I wasn't ready for that, Brown. You're opening some wounds right now.
I know.
And I'm pouring the salt in, boy.
Yeah. That's why we were teammates on the track. Now we had to quit that and become teammates in the booth because you can't hurt me really here. You can only hurt me with words.
Yeah, I can't hurt you anyway smashing your car virtually on the internet either.
I know, but you love doing that too. I think you liked it. You're just dooring your friend, Darren, too.
I want to do it again.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll get back in that rig. We probably wouldn't get around the track. I just try to pit maneuver you all over the track, you know?
Right, well... I mean, I did steal your Michigan champion crown away from you, so...
Well, no, you're a better driver. I've always said that, so you deserve it. I don't... But that's the one thing I did have in iRacing was my trucks at Michigan. I could run a truck at Michigan. Remember when Brown... some kid hated Brown. Remember that, English, when we were racing? And he's the only guy that ever gave us a thumbs down on our broadcast, which have been fairly good.
He's also a broadcaster, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was like Brown's, the
Nemesis.
anti-Brown. What was
His nemesis.
Bizarro Jerry? He was the Bizarro Brown, like a Seinfeld reference, but he took. Oh, he was so mad at Brown and Brown. Oh, that was a good little battle y'all had. Y'all had a little controversy too.
A little controversy.
I think he wanted to fight you, Brown, but you got a big wingspan. You could have taken that guy.
You've got reach, yeah.
Yeah, he's got and he loves golf and golf clubs. He knows how to swing those. I'd be careful around Mr. Brown.
No, well, I mean, I can't say I'm as dangerous as the former Mrs. Tiger Woods with a 9-iron, but I'm pretty good.
She was. Yeah, she was good. Well, I mean, when your man's over at Waffle House getting more than waffles, I understand.
You gotta get the breakfast bowl.
No, you don't want No, I don't think he was getting a bowl. I think he was getting the waffles, hash browns with covered and smothered, and then the extra, you know.
the the extra that you have to go around back for. And
Yeah.
Jesse Biddy is joining us here as well, saying, "Let's go, Biddy!" Pulling for Nick
Right.
out here in the 32 machine.
Let's do it.
And that indeed, as we're going to be going back to the green flag here with about 15 laps left to go. The 8 machine just making sure he's getting it in the right gear and getting ready to go. It's going to be Dylan Bryant, Joe Bennett, Frank Peacock, Justin Hurst, Connor Leach, Jim Ott, Chris Goins, Sean Roberts, Chris Klein, Nick Biddy, all up inside of this top 10, all with a chance to win it here tonight as we get ready to head on back to that green flag here.
Albert Anderson saying Dylan might have made the money move of the race here as he pitted way behind these guys, but he's going to have fresh tires, and he's got the lead right now as the pace car comes on down.
That it does. Entering into that Geico restart zone, we go. Green flag racing here once again, and 15 laps left remaining here tonight with a great restart. The 8 out in front. The 38 has a challenger there right behind him. That's the 98 of 98 of Connor Leach as they pick up some speed and get up alongside that 000 of Joe Bennett. It's going to be, I think, a little bit of a freight train going on down on that bottom side, able to pick up some runs and pick up some moves as we got the 33 of Sean Roberts all locked in into some side-by-side back here as well. Dylan Walterman looking on the outside, trying to get that nose to the inside. Not quite able to. He's going to try to make a pass on the outside here of the 32 of Nick Biddy. Not quite able to make it stick, though. You also got the 41 of Chris Goins ducking, diving, and dodging, going alongside that 22 of Justin Hurst, trying to make up some positions there up along the outside lane. Frank Peacock does break free and clear a little bit of the 000 of Joe Bennett as Dylan Bryant runs the fastest lap of the race here late, continuing just to try to extend that lead. It's out to almost a second over the 38 machine, who's really struggling right now to close up that gap. Still some great racing, though. Go for it.
Oh, we got a wreck. Mark Collins spinning down across the entrance of the tri-oval here.
Man, I did not see that. There's just
Ooh,
so many cars out on the track. It's hard to
aftermath.
draw it all up.
There's at least 2 cars, 3 cars involved.
And it looked like he just kept drifting up a little bit. The 6 machine running alongside the outside lane here. Take a look see.
Oh yeah, Joe David was up there by the wall. I don't know if he could have gotten
Too much more to the right.
He had a quarter car length to the wall. I don't think Joe David could have done much else. They turned left just to try to get around him after the contact. Well, curious to see if we got any fuel tank stuffers coming down. I think most everybody should be about good on gas. I hear, guys.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, knowing that,
99 guys too, yeah.
yeah, I think everyone should be good. I think maybe it's if they have that one final extra set of tires that they saved up or whatever have you. Otherwise, yeah, I would just keep whatever track position you got and try to push on forward here. 'Cause, yeah, everyone should be really good on fuel.
Jesse Biddy says that Cora Bell is out there saying, "Let's go, Daddy." Pulling for the 32. Nick Biddy out there doing pretty well here tonight. Top 10 so far. See if the 32 can hold on to that, maybe pick up a few more.
I love
Nick
that
Biddy.
name too.
Nick Biddy Designs, he paints cars too, so but check
Cool.
him out as well.
Cora Bell, that's a beautiful
Cora
name.
Bell. Yep.
But Jessica's still she's talking about the drunk woohoo girls screaming and crying. I think in Nashville.
Oh,
Is
and
that what we call them? The woohoo girls.
the Woohoo Girls.
Oh,
They
I
don't
love it.
even
And
live there. They don't
Talk
even live
about
there.
it,
They just come in and recap.
Yeah, Instagram, making Instagram
Yeah.
stories. It's really kind of like an Austin type of place, but I think it's even way bigger than Austin. Nashville's kind of
It's like
super
New
hip
York
town.
City, man. It's
Yeah.
huge.
New York
Murphy.
City.
Murphy Heelan out here as well for Nick Biddy. Nick Biddy fans
Yeah.
coming out of the woodwork here tonight. The Dawsonville, Georgia native out there on the track.
Well, when's
is
Bill Elliott going to come in here and just tell him to get going?
well, they might be
Yeah.
Ken. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dawsonville's not huge.
I don't know. I've never been over there, you know. I just see it on the TV where they ring the siren thing and the pool hall and
Yeah.
all that cool stuff.
All the things.
Yeah, all the cool stuff that goes on down there. Or shall I say over there.
It's going to be an interesting shootout here. Less than 10 laps to go. Brown, are we going to go green with maybe, 7 to go, maybe? 7 to 8
I
to
think
go?
probably 8 to go is my guess, and there's a whole bunch of hungry drivers up here ready to tackle this final little stretch of this race. It should get pretty heated up here, and should be definitely interesting to watch.
You think we're going to have, I think we're going to have one more caution. Just, that's me.
We're going to use a couple of green-white checkers, I bet.
But let's
I
fight it
bet.
out. Didn't we have, we had that big old fight last week, so do we need, or we do a fight, or are we just kind of cool on fights right now?
It depends on the green-white checker situation, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a new fight.
Right.
I know this Dylan Bryant has been fighting his way all night. He had some real problems early,
Yeah.
but he's sitting there in first.
Took care of
Good
the grass
driver.
problem they had.
Yeah, he mowed it and then
Yeah, he cut the grass. Yep.
came back, and after all this time, he's up there in first. You got a Canadian up there, fourth place, Connor Leach. He loves Canada. Look at all that Canadian stuff he has on his car. That's cool.
I love
Maple Leaf.
their maple leaf flag and all that.
I love their attitude because they're just happy. They seem happy, and you can make fun of them, and they really just kind of take it.
You
They're-
can't just make fun of them.
No, that's what you do. You just make fun of them, and they
No, that's
I
not
think they enjoy it. They laugh about it, don't they?
A possibility here as the pace car gets down and out of the way here once again. Back to the green flag we go with the 8 and the 38 getting things started off. Oh, we already got a couple cars going around into the infield right on that restart. Looked like maybe some spinning of some tires, maybe some pushing action going on there.
Durkee missed a shift, he said. Durkee missed a shift, and it took out Zeth Hawley.
In the meantime, though, we're going to remain green flag racing here as they did get down off of that racing surface. The 8 machine out in front. Here comes that triple O of the double O of the single O of Joe Bennett making his move down low on the 38 of Frank Peacock. You can just see the 98 of Connor Leach just saying, guys, just clear the way. Let me on through. I got to win this race, man. I got the speed. I got the power as they make their way down and out of turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch here, continuing that side-by-side battle between Joe and Peacock. Two of Jim Ott hunting some of these guys down as well as both the 98 and the 2 machine get that back end squirrely loose as they round out a turn number 4. Connor Leach moving up into that podium position here. 22 of Justin Hurst. Oh, no!
Biddy's wrecking. Oh, no. That's going to take Nick Biddy out of the race, I think.
I think you are fortunately correct there, sir, as we go ahead, jump up to our chopper camera and take a look at what happened here with the 32. Oh, man, it was some tight racing between the 41, 22, 32, and the 2 there as well. And then it just all gathered up. Looked like, man, it was pretty dang close. I don't know exactly what happened there as the 22 of Justin Hurst setting up for the corner. I don't know if maybe the 32 thought the 22 was going to be going lower and came down the track. And then let me jump back here to the 32 a bitty, and then it just, man, just ends up plowing right up into the outside wall. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so rough finish to the night there for the 32 machine.
I had a little bit of everything here tonight.
Hey, you ain't kidding. As we get closer and closer, Mr. English, I think this will be our first non-official attempt at a green-white checker, but we'll have to wait and see on that. And as we do, I have to Yahtzee real quick.
Go ahead, buddy. We got it from here. Yeah, I think we have to wait to see if it's the first official green-white checker. If they come around to take the one to go, then it'll let us know. Paul Durkee getting his lap back in the 13, passing everybody on the outside.
Nash Vegas. Is that kind of what
Nash
they call
Vegas.
it now?
I don't know, man.
It is a hip place. I
there.
know a lot of younger folks. You know, I'm a little older.
Yeah.
They go there like on little vacations. My son, my oldest son, he went there on a little vacation on his senior trip
It's
in
like
college.
Branson for young people, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that analogy. Branson for young people. You know what? Speaking of young people, I'd love to go to Branson. That seems like a wonderful place. I hadn't been since I was a child. You want to meet up there? We go to Branson, see some old shows.
Yeah, my grandmother used to go, and
Do they have is there a Luby's up there? I want to hit the Luby's. We can
gotta
go.
hit the Luby's, yeah.
We'll go to Luby's. We'll go to like 4 o'clock. We'll hit the Luby's, and we'll go to like a 6 o'clock show. And
As long as I'm in bed by 8:15.
I was thinking 10, but I mean 8:15. That's fine. We'll head up there and make it happen. The Mandrell show, they're still doing things. We could go see the Barbara
what's
and
his name?
family.
The Moon River guy. He
River.
passed away now. Remember the?
Well, if he's passed away, he's not having shows.
Well, no,
unless he is.
He still has a theater up there.
Oh.
My goodness, Williams. His last name Williams.
Don?
No.
Andy Williams?
Andy Williams.
Oh no, I don't want to see that. I want to see, some more modern, like Mickey Gilley.
You want to see Yakov Smirnoff and all
Yeah, I'd
that?
love to see is Gallagher playing with it. Gallagher when he's hitting the
Gallagher
watermelons.
passed away too, man.
Well, they're all the good ones are dying, man. That's part of the deal,
Oak Ridge Boys had their own.
I never was a fan. I didn't really care for the Oak Ridge Boys. Yeah, I mean, I want to see who's got a theater up there that I would want to see right now.
I don't know. That's all I know.
What are you guys even talking about?
Well, we're talking about Branson. We're just
Branson's
going off the rails about, for the younger folks in Nashville, I guess is where it's at, and the older folks is Branson. But so, I think we're gonna have a trip to Branson pretty soon. After that little segment.
I was thinking we were going to take that yacht of yours over to the Bahamas and just hang out.
Well, now I could do that. I'd love to do that and go to the Keys. Maybe sing some Jimmy Buffett songs and bring my guitar. We could just do a little sing along. English, you can bring your guitar.
There you go.
Brown can sing.
Now that we've passed the start finish line, we are getting the official. This is the first of 3 green-white checkers that are allowed here, and the thumbs.
And that indeed is. It comes on down to the wire here. The 8 and the 000 of Joe Bennett. Getting things all lined on up side by side here behind the pace car before it makes its move on down into the pit lane. One final sprint to the finish here to figure out who's making it into the playoffs and who is staying on out. As the pace car gets down and out of the way into the Geico restart zone, we go for the field here, and away we go. Green, white checker racing from Nashville Super Speedway. A great jump on that restart there for the 8 machine. The 98 trying to slide up on down underneath the 000 of Joe Bennett on that bottom side. Just getting the run, just getting the momentum side by side. They go down the back straightaway here as the 8 machine continuing to extend that lead out just a little bit, inch by inch. He's got the tires, he's got the fuel. Can he last through the field? Oh, it's the triple O. Oh my goodness. Sean Roberts drifting it down into the infield grass. No. Oh, and there is a caution.
Yes, the yellow is out. Russ Endicott with a black flag, but yeah. I thought they might save it, and it looked like the 46 might have saved it there, but
Well, interestingly enough, it was they. I think Dylan was probably 800 yards from the checkered flag before when
yeah,
that
he was close.
came out. It was, you don't normally see that, so it was one of those
Oh, it was Nick Biddy.
strange ones.
Or is no, that's the same. That was the same caution as before.
Man,
Well, I gotta.
all right.
Gotta-
I thought it was
Here-
the 46.
Here's the deal: does Connor Leach have enough to grab Dylan Bryant? I think they're on this. Let's see, they're on the same strategy. Oh no, Dylan's got fresher tires than Connor Leach. Connor Leach is going to have trouble here on this restart.
I think you're right, and it was a stack up here around the 48 of Seth Hawley, the 55 of Tom Barish there as well. Looked like the 46 might have started to get a little squiggly on down there. Jump up to our chopper camera and take a look from above. A little bit of an accordion effect and a little bit of help there from the 23 Mac, and yeah, he was able to get it all collected, but then the 55 getting sideways. Oh man, that was just a big pile up out there. In the meantime, though, man, I already forget. Who was it that was going down through the grass?
Man, I don't know.
Which time?
Everybody's mowing.
Dylan
the
Oh, it was
grass.
Sean. It was
33. Sean.
It was Sean
33.
Roberts. Yeah. Try to find where's the 33's number? There he is.
They hate this grass.
We take a look here from the 33 as Joe Bennett bounces off the wall and kind of billiards into the 33, drifting it down into the grass. A fantastic save down there. Avoiding going on down into the pit lane again. Very big infield here, so plenty of room to save it. But nonetheless, we're going to get things all re-racked and stacked for attempt number 2 out of possible 3.
Crazy amount of real estate down there in the tri-oval on all that grass. Seen guys flying through it here all night.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for error. I think we've seen a few drivers kind of navigate it without a caution and drive through the grass pretty cleanly. But we're down to the nuts and bolts of this thing. Nashville is doing us right tonight.
A good one, man. Not disappointing at all here.
Mm-mm.
It's not quite mile and a half, mile and a third track.
And we got to mention, a lot of people, these cars that people don't know that are watching maybe in iRacing, these Xfinity cars, they're tough to handle. This is probably the hardest NASCAR platform to drive. I don't know, Brown, what your thoughts on that? These are pretty difficult cars to drive, so they're doing a great job out there keeping them in line.
Yeah, that they are. Out of all the NASCAR series vehicles, I mean, these are the ones with the least amount of downforce and a whole lot of horsepower. So it's definitely a tricky task.
Yeah, a lot more fun to watch too than what's Adam like to call them, the Harbor Freight cars.
The new ones, yeah.
The new generation of Cup car is just
One lug nut. I'm trying to be Formula One without all the fanciness, I guess.
It's not. It's.
Did you see that Formula One race in Vegas over the
Fun to watch.
weekend at
No, I didn't watch
midnight?
the Grand Prix race.
Well, it was like at midnight.
It's a street race, though, right?
Yeah, they're just catering to the Europeans,
Was it good?
No, I don't know. We don't cater to Europe. We beat Europe. That's what happened in 1776. I don't know if you remember.
We beat Europe.
Yeah, we're done with them.
I'm pretty sure we beat Britain with the help of France.
Yes.
Well, now we help France out in 42 or so. Yeah, they wave the white flag.
Well,
here we go.
Speaking of white flag, that's coming up here pretty soon as the field takes to the green flag here. 3 wide behind the 8 machine, who gets another great restart here. The 33 looked like he was going to have a jump on that far outside lane. Not quite able to get that momentum up and running, though, as the 00 of Joe, or I should say 000 of Joe Bennett, making a pretty good run down on that bottom side, able to get up alongside the 98 of Connor Leach. Meanwhile, here comes the 8 of Dylan Bryant. Will he make it down across the line to take that white flag? Yes, he does. Final lap here tonight. No more racking and stacking. This is it, as he sees a nice, healthy gap envelop the field behind him here, able to just drive his marks on the way down the back straightaway here. Still side by side is the 98 and the 000, heading on down into turns 3 and 4 one final time as the 8 machine of Dylan Bryant makes it his way down across the line and wrecking behind him. Oh my goodness. What happened to 000 Joe there, as the 98 of Connor Leach does a celebratory drift down into turns 1 and 2, hence the outside wall there. But oh my goodness, that was crazy. Like, I don't know what happened with 00 Joe here. Let's take a quick look back at it. Coming on down to the start-finish line, he does manage to at least come across the line inside the top 10, but man, he just got all tangled up.
Yeah, he got turned.
Looks like the 38 of Frank Peachock getting all tangled up with him there. But nonetheless,
Around, but 00 Joe still finished in a decent spot there, in 6th position.
Well, that he did. As 8 machine does some of his victory donuts and gets all settled in here. So we wait for some drivers to join us up here in the podium channel.
Fun race here tonight at Nashville. Even though Jessica says it's actually closer to Murfreesboro than
Murfreesboro?
Murfreesboro? Is that how you say it?
Murfreesboro.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know that. We had to ask them how to pronounce it. Murfreesboro.
I would pronounce it all the way out like Murfrees.
Yeah, we ain't from there.
Well, you're proper English up there. You're from the proper 13 states, the 13 colonies. Yeah. Murfreesboro. We don't know what we're talking about down here. We all have a little bit different sound on everything. But nonetheless, yeah, it's they just like the Nashville name, I imagine. Nashville just sounds cool, other than the fact they stole the Oilers. But it was really cool when Scooby-Doo, they did a show at the Ryman. I don't know if you saw that back in probably 70. Good one.
Yeah, indeed. So we continue.
You didn't see that one, Brown?
No.
Scooby-Doo, they did like a little thing with Jerry Reed. You remember that English?
Yeah, I remember Jerry Reed on Scooby-Doo.
Jerry Reed was on Scooby-Doo, and the Ryman was haunted, and I still remember that. That was my
Had the
favorite Scooby-Doo.
Globetrotters there.
Were they there at that episode too?
That's probably a different one.
Yeah, I think so. You're confusing your Scooby Doo episodes.
It was a confusing time.
It was. It really was. Kind of like now is a confusing time. I could go into something I saw today, but I don't want to. Let's get to talking to who we need to talk to.
And that indeed, and we can start these interviews on off with tonight's race winner. It's gonna be the number 8 machine of Mr. Dylan Mad Max Bryant picking up the win here tonight. And Albert Anderson called it. He said, "Man, I think that 8 machine made the money move of the race back there, waiting on the final round of pit stops there." And ends up getting that caution, comes on down, not losing really any positions, and finds his way to victory lane here tonight, man. Congratulations. That was a great drive.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. It's been it was a strange night, a long night. I lost talent multiple times coming off of 4, and I was kicking myself and fell back, made my way back up to 8th or 9th, and then pitted and came back out. I was running 4th and done it again, and went through the grass. And really the only reason why I spun it around the first time is because just the way that the car was angled, I felt like if I tried to save it, it was just going to jerk it back up in front of the group, and that would have taken out a lot more cars opposed to getting, I think, 1 or 2 cars involved in it. I think Paul got involved in it a little bit, so I do want to reach out my apologies to him, and it wasn't it wasn't intentional. So,
Well, you came back up to the front a couple of different times here tonight. You did have some issues out there, but you made the best of it, and you started back in 10th. But you are tonight's race winner, and congratulations on that. And talk a little bit about the next race, which is the first playoff race. It's at Indianapolis. And a lot of folks aren't real comfortable running there. There's like one line around the joint, and real shallow corners, and people get close and personal. What do you think about Indianapolis?
I actually love I love Indy. I think the last time that I was there with NTRL, I think I finished like third place. So looking forward to it. I really wasn't looking forward to the race tonight because it is one of my worst tracks. I just got lucky a few times with some cautions and stuff, but I think it's a great track to start off with, and it beats the restrictor plate for the first track in the playoffs. So, but I'm just gonna carry over the momentum. Just try to stay clean, get top 5s and stuff, because really the only race that matters now is the last race, and you just got to make it there to go for a championship. So,
well, you're on your way to making it there, so good job tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Well, first and foremost, man, I'm not even on All-Star Racing Team, and Albert was the first one to call me. So, he's a great guy, man. Oh my God, man. He called me, and we've been friends and stuff for the past going on year and stuff now. So so that means a lot to me. Russell, he's a part of All-Star Racing as well. Always a good time to race around him and stuff, and just everybody else, man. Connor and them, man, they are tough to beat. Connor, Jim, Double O Joe has stepped up a lot too, and it's just or is it Triple O Joe now? But it's a lot of tough guys, man, and snag up a win, man. It's getting tough, but it's good though. That means a lot of guys are fast, and that's a big thanks to Derek and the NTRL guys and stuff. They have a lot of the best guys in here, and and I'm extremely proud to be a part of that. Also, all the sponsors, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear, Trap Bar, Media, Martin Sports, Davidson Builders, Track Dogs Racing, and then of course y'all guys, Triple A, man. Y'all are are the best in my opinion, and it's always a pleasure to jump up in the podium and have a chat.
Awesome, man. Well, big time congratulations going out to that 8 machine, up 9 spots on the day to pick up this race win, man. Congratulations, and good luck coming up in these playoffs there, buddy.
All right, guys. I'll catch y'all next Monday night. Have a great night.
Indeed, as we'll take a step down here on the podium and talk to tonight's second place finisher and a guy who led a good chunk of this race, Mr. Connor Leach, heading on up there to a solid second place finish here tonight. I know not quite the finish you wanted here tonight there, Connor, but still a heck of a run. Looked like, especially there coming up towards the end, dealing with some traffic, maybe some slight tire wear, and things just started to kind of all add up for you a little bit.
Yeah, we were in a really good spot. We had Jim Ott and Chris Goins were the two guys I was most concerned about. We went for that last green flag pit stop, and I was almost done my stops, and the flag came out for the yellow. I got the lucky dog, but it didn't really make a big difference because everyone got the wave round that was behind me anyways. But yeah, then I started 8th, and then Dylan Bryant, I guess the regular season champion up there, he started 1st, but he also got a free pit stop under caution. Had fresher tires, and he wasn't fighting through traffic, so I think could have been a better run if the cautions fell a little different. But it was a good race. I was really happy to get second. I think that was about as much as I could get out of that race. Seemed, especially Dylan, he the last every restart after that caution that I was in the pits for, he was out front and didn't have anything to deal with fresher tires than I did. But second place is a really good finish for the situation we were in there.
Sometimes that's just the way crap happens. I mean, Dylan caught a couple of the cautions just fell his way, and he made the right call on staying out and end up with the fresher tires and the clean air, which is really important.
Yeah, the clean air was big here. I think it was kind of just nice being out front and kind of being able to set the pace for a lot of those laps. I think Chris Goins, he saved his tires a little bit, came through the field and got around me at the start there, and he was running away. Like, he was probably the fastest car on the racetrack for quite a few laps. But yeah, no, it was a good race. It was fun. It's too bad we couldn't go drifting around this track for a win. But congrats to Dylan. It was well earned. I mean, cautions fell his way, but you gotta make the most out of what you're given, and he sure did.
Yeah, good job tonight. You're from Canada. English said you're from a temperate part of Canada, which I don't really understand. I guess.
Oh, like a rainforest sort of deal.
Yeah, better weather. Apparently, I don't know, but
it's not bad. It doesn't get
northern
awfully,
Alberta,
Yeah, it doesn't get awfully cold here like it does in Alberta, but we get lots of rain.
Oh, so he was right. Dang it, English.
Through most of the winter, sometimes there's weeks where it's raining every day for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Like Seattle, huh?
Yeah, it's very close to Seattle. Yes, basically we get the same kind of thing Seattle gets.
English, you were right again.
Told you,
I hate to doubt you about all this Canadian stuff. But anyway, congratulations. Looking forward to next week. Who'd you like to have give some shout outs to?
Oh, shout out the team, Beer Money Racing. I'm happy they brought me on board for this season. Hope to keep racing with them again. Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't do the three-way burnout like we had in the past, but shout out to them. Shout out to the broadcast crew. You guys do a good job. Shout out to Derek. Yeah, it's sometimes tough. He's got to deal with all the crashing and people bitching and moaning, complaining, but he does a really good job of it, and they got a good team taking care of all that.
Good luck at Indy, brother.
Yep, should be a good one. I'm looking forward to that one. That one was, when I saw the schedule come out, I kind of circled that one. I like that kind of track. It's a little bit different, pretty flat, not a lot of banking. It's gonna be wild.
And that indeed it is, as the 98 of Connor Leach brings home a solid second place podium finish here tonight from Nashville Superspeedway, man. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you guys race in the playoffs here, and good luck coming up in the future races there, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good. See you next time.
As we move down our final step of the podium, we get to talk to tonight's third place finisher, Mr. Frank Peacock there in the 38 machine, sneaking his way on through up into that final podium position. Man, congratulations. Finding a podium here tonight was going to be a difficult task, and you definitely were able to get that job done. It seemed like just all race long, everybody was fighting a loose, kind of like a loose car condition.
Yeah, it was kind of like tight loose, I guess. You just couldn't get the front grip, and then coming off, you were losing back grip. So, yeah, it was definitely an interesting race. Kind of one groove. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I guess I got Triple O Joe there at the end. My apologies to you, man. I didn't mean that. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out.
Frank, I kind of called it early in the race to kind of, keep an eye on you. You're one of the guys who kind of wanted to watch tonight because, if something doesn't happen to you, you're usually up there running great. So it's sometimes it's wrong place, wrong time. But tonight, everything kind of went your way there. And, you mentioned the little run in with Triple O Joe there on the last lap. But I mean, you were going to be up, in the top 5 probably anyway. Regardless of that little incident. But that Pennzoil Ford was quick tonight, as it's been quick here lately, and you qualified number 5. So I mean, you obviously know how to run this track. Congrats on the 3rd place. And what do you think about next week? First round of the playoffs going to Indy.
Yeah, I think we're going to be okay at Indy. That's one of my favorite tracks. So, it's time to get a little bit more comfortable and pushing a little bit harder. I've been having a stretch of bad luck lately, and I think it's because I've been just trying to get in the playoffs and be overcautious, and I think it's cost me a lot. So we're gonna go into next week, be a little more aggressive, and that's my style of track. So I feel pretty good about it. We'll see what happens next week.
Well, congrats on the podium finish. Go get them next week. Get aggressive. Let's start some fights. And who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
That's right. We're gonna shout out to HP Racing there, Justin and Dylan. Good job racing on the win there, and great job on the broadcast. And thanks to the league. And you guys have a great night.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to Mr. Frank Peacock finding his way onto the podium here tonight for a solid 3rd place finish, man. Congratulations. Good luck coming up next week over there at Indy, and good luck in these upcoming playoffs too.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
And with that, we close down the interviews here from tonight. And boys, it was a little bit of an everything race. Like you said there, Turner, we had our incidents, we had our clean racing, we had pretty much just about everything up underway here tonight.
Yeah, man, it was interesting. I had fun. I liked the back and forth between everybody from Nashville. Obviously, I mean no harm. Nashville's a great place. Tennessee's great. They just stole my team. But the race tonight was fun. I had a lot of fun tonight.
There's a lot of good 3-wide action out there, a lot of good side-by-side battles. I must have been thinking of another, race platform when I was mentioning passing on the outside, because we didn't see any of that tonight. So maybe I'm thinking of some other platform or some other track. A bad call on my part, but nevertheless, it was a lot of fun out here tonight. Like you said, fellas, we saw just about everything out there, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun calling this one with you guys here tonight, NTRL.
And that indeed, as we shut things down here for tonight, let's tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here this evening, with the 8 machine of Dylan Bryant picking up the race win in the 98 of Connor Leach. Looked to be a heavy favorite throughout the race, coming up a little bit shy there. Ends up in second, with the 38 of Frank Peacock having a solid run there himself, finding his way up onto a podium 3rd place finish. Just shy of that podium, 33 of Sean Roberts, your hard charger of the day, up 26 spots from where he started. Had a great run there to finish in 4th, to a Jim Ott as well. He was battling for that lead for quite a while up there as well, finishing inside of that top 5. Triple O of Joe Bennett having a little bit of a rough finish here, but still manages to sneak inside of that top 10 to finish in 6th. 41 of Chris Goins as well. Looked like he was going to be pretty quick here tonight. Finds himself up there in 7th. Mr. Chris Klein finding his way to a solid top 10 finish as well in 8th, with the 05 PJ Cox making it all the way up into 9th, with the 99 of Dylan Walterman rounding out your field's top 10.
Yeah, the 3 of Skylar Herod started in 14th. He'll finish in 11th place. Kind of uneventful night there for the 3 involved in at least one of those accidents out there tonight. Scott Milner in the 31 will finish in 12th place. The 13th place will go to Joe David in the 6th. The 23 of Mac, Mark Collins, he'll finish up 10 spots in 14th position. Tim Stubblefield, old Stubbs in the 92, will finish down a few spots in 15th. 16th will be Paul Durkee in the 13. The 4 of Anthony Williams up 3 spots to finish in 17th place. Derek Welch started in the back tonight, and EOL guy in the 1, he'll finish in 18th spot, up a few. Jarrett Woodard in the 79 machine, one of our resident Canadians there, up a few spots there, started 28th, he'll finish in 19th. And rounding out your top 20 tonight, the 22 of Justin Hurst.
All right, Justin Hurst is 20th. Russ Endicott. Hey, I'm just kind of catching up here. Trying to find my place. There's a lot of names on this list. Russ Endicott, he is the last car in the lead lap, 21st, 22nd, Tristan Cotton in the 7. Nick Biddy, 32, he's 23rd, 24th. Zeth Hawley, kind of an uneventful race for him. Benjamin McKinnon, 25th. Justin Morrow in the 46th. He'll end this thing 26th. 27th, Tom Bearish, double nickel. Number 20, Justin Lawson, 28th. The Assassin, number 72, John Luke Wilkie, 29th. 30th, Hayden Malcolm in that 81. Brandon Coleman, 26th, ends up 31st. And I think Michael Eden was race control. Good job by him tonight.
And that is your field here tonight from Nashville Super Speedway. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and joining us here, as always, because, I mean, you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And, of course, if you do enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well so we can continue to grow this fantastic community we got going on over here. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, and Martin Sports for supporting the NTRL, because without your guys' help, they wouldn't be able to put on such an amazing show that they do week in and week out. So big thank you to all the proud sponsors, and Stub Nation, of course, the proud caution sponsor of the evening, which I totally forgot to put that that logo up every time we had a caution. So my bad, Stubbs. That one's on me. So with that closes out this week's worth of broadcasts. The Vigilante Racing League's new season doesn't start up until next week, so we'll have to wait until Monday to get back here with all the action. So get those belts ready to get all untucked and unstuffed, and hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. And we'll see you guys again here next week. So on that note, I'm Alan Brown. For Alan English and Adam Turner, we're signing off.
We go.
See ya.